Coming back to Gold's Gym then, it's difficult to imagine what the environment, what the energy,
Yes.
what was on people's minds at the time, because we're going back into early 80s when the fitness industry wasn't like it was today.
No.
So paint a little bit of a picture, like who was coming in here? Why were they working out? What were they all trying to do?
I think everybody was coming in here to either become better bodybuilders or athletes becoming better athletes. And so there were so many different ways to train because there were so many great bodybuilders here training a little differently. Some were doing high reps, some were always training heavy, and a lot of us trained heavy, but a lot of the people I know who did train heavy all the time, we've all had surgeries. I tore my pec, I tore my hamstring. I understand. That's why I keep trying to tell people, you don't have to train heavy all the time now. Try to do high reps with light weight. The pump and the burn will blow your mind. It's different. Yeah, and there's so many different ways to work out. I mean, back in the early days, when I was young and I got here, we would do chest, shoulders, triceps on Monday, legs, back, biceps on Tuesday. Wednesday was just cardio, and then Thursday and Friday, we would repeat it. Chest, shoulders, tricep Thursday, legs, back, biceps on Friday. But when you got done working out, you walked out of the room, you were exhausted. I mean, I used to watch Tom Platz train legs. Sometimes he would go to the floor and puke. That was normal. I mean, that's when Arnold used to always say, working out is like having an orgasm. Because back then, people trained so hard and so amazing. When you were done, your body was completely released.
Who were the people that you used to bump into? Was it this fringe underground movement which was bodybuilding started by Arnold and pumping iron, or were you getting other people that came here for the motivation? Like, because now you go outside and there's everybody from sort of you know people that are 80s.
It's a whole different generation now. I know, and there's not that many famous people that I know. So maybe the new generation of famous people, I don't even know who they are, but. Back then, it would blow your mind watching Westerns and seeing these guys in here that were in the movies. You're like, whoa. Michael Landon, he was in all the Westerns.
Were they doing it to get in shape for movies then, was that?
Yeah, and also, they just loved to come here because back then, everybody loved to come here. Because like I said, there were so many A-list famous people. Michael Jordan, I mean, Magic Johnson. I can go on and on and on. I mean, I can't, wrestlers, the best wrestlers in the world were here. And it's like any football players or basketball players that would come here to play the LA teams, they would train here. So it was just like I said, it was amazing to see all these amazing A-list people, models, rock stars, you name it. I can go on and on and on. It was playmates, oh God. Boxers, oh man, basketball, baseball, hockey players. I mean, here, if you look, you see all these pictures. A lot of these people are famous people who are hockey players and boxers, and TR trained all these people. It was amazing.
You also mentioned that this used to almost be a booking agency for jobs.
Well, what happened is Derek Barton,
who was Derek?
Derek created an agency here at Gold's Gym for casting.
Really? Well, an official one, or
yes.
Sort of like an...
No, it was official. And so he came up to me one day and said, I'm creating this situation, and you're the first person I want to ask if you'll do it. I said, absolutely. He booked, listen, he had Van Halen's 5150 album cover casting here at Gold's Gym. The people were packed all the way outside waiting in line. And I went to the audition and I gave a picture and thing. I talked to the guy not too long and I left. Derek called me up like 2 days later. He said, Rick, they booked you. I was shocked. See, this is what I talk about. Blows my mind when I look at my 3-4 page resume. I was so lucky to book all the things I did. On the cover of one of the most famous rock and roll bands album cover. Just me.
Do you think you were lucky though, or because it sounds like you put you, and I'm saying this for anyone that's listening, and
yeah.
Do you think you also work bloody hard to put yourself in the right
Well,
position?
I think it was a combination of both. I was so lucky to book it, but also when you have a passion, you're unstoppable and you keep trying to get yourself better. And when we shot for 2-3 days with the band, we had so much fun. We were drinking, we were laughing, and when the picture came out on the album cover, I was shocked. I was the only one on the cover because we took pictures with them with me. And I'm like, wow. I just, to this day, it still blows my mind.
What were the
so
guys like?
blessed. They were fun. They were fun. We had fun. We laughed. We talked. They were all young. And then Eddie died, you know, the guitar player. He was amazing.
Was it like you would imagine? Were they just real rock star?
They were rock stars, man. I mean, they weren't as famous now as they were then. They were young and they were just starting a couple albums. But I grew up with rock. I mean, I liked rock, man. Rock and roll. Wow. Yeah. That's what made gold so incredible back then. They played rock and roll. People would walk in, you hear the music you like, you just start, whoa. Then you'd see famous people, you're like, whoa. Then you saw beautiful girls, whoa. Yeah.
It's still got that energy you after walking in the door today.
Oh,
very
my
similar
God.
to that.
Yeah, no, I still try to keep enjoying it. It's just different now, and I have to accept it. It's a different generation. I understand all this new generation kids are obsessed with their phones. And it's a little different now because back then, when someone came up and said, can I jump in with you? You said, yeah. And then you'd start competing against each other and have a great workout. Now you go up to a kid and you say, can I work in? They go, no, I just started. And I go, but wait. I go, wait, you have to understand, you don't own this piece of equipment. We all can share it. And he goes, well, okay, come back in a few minutes and I'll let you work in. I'd walk away and I'd look at him and he'd sit there on the machine looking at his phone for 10 minutes. My old-fashioned Italian guy wants to go up to him and say, dude, get the fuck off that chair. But no, I couldn't do that. I waited and I would try using a different machine that I wanted to use. But we have to accept this because I understand it's the new generation and they're all obsessed with how many followers can they get. It's all about, everybody's obsessed with looking at their phone, and we all have to challenge ourselves. If you want to fuck your neck up, keep looking down all day long at your phone. You're ruining your neck. We have to stop doing that. Try looking up at your phone. Don't keep looking down. It's not good for you. And I know we all do it. I get it. Now, first thing you do when you wake up, what do?
I try to avoid doing that, but you're right. It's
you look at your phone.
Yeah.
That's the world now. Everything's about Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. I understand.